United Express Saab 120B is at Washington Dulles, ready for a short 1-hour flight to New York's LaGuardia. The pilot is Keg Cook. He has 2,122 flight hours. The United Boeing 767-200, and when United retired, the 767-200 Keg was moved to the United Express Saab 120B. The co-pilot was Jonas Miller, with 2,155 hours on the Saab 120B. He was in the U.S. Air Force flying F-4 Phantoms for 15 years. Now on United Airlines Flight 558, the pilot was Reed Anderson with 10,500 hours with Northwest Airlines on the DC-9 and 2,000 hours with United on the A320. The co-pilot was Woodster White with 1,000 hours on the A320. At 6:35 a.m. in the morning, the Airbus A320 started taxiing at Ronald Reagan International Airport 2 to taxiway Kilo 12 to turn back cross runway 11 and take off from runway 33. The A320 turned at Kilo 12 at 6:40 a.m. Due to heavy traffic at the small airport, there was a 1-hour delay. Due to construction on runway 4, Flight 588 would have to use a small runway, runway 33. At 6:45 a.m., the A320 aligned on runway 33. The ascent flight plan was going to have Flight 558 fly through the ascent zone of runway 1C and one left at Washington Dulles International Airport. At 6:46 a.m., the A320 took off from runway 33 heading to Chicago O'Hare International Airport.
V1 rotate.
At 6:55 a.m., United Express Flight 54 took off from runway 1C doing a steep ascent, knowing they would come close with Flight 558. At 6:48, 7 minutes earlier, Flight 558 started its very slow ascent due to weather issues. While Flight 558 ascended, United 56 left TCS or the Traffic Advisory System on standby. United 56 was now flying through the north ascent airspace of Washington Dulles International Airport. They had TCAS advisory on, but Flight 58 was climbing and too far out for the normal TCS to get it early. Flight 558 came out of nowhere and collided with Flight 56. United Flight 56 had made the worst pilot error a pilot could make. How did the pilots not see Flight 558 ascending towards them? Let's hear some real black box recordings.
United 56, continue climbing to 10,000 feet. Maintain 195 knots contact track on 198.33.
United 56, continuing ascent, maintains 195 knots.
Looks like Flight 558 already passed in front of us.
Did you hear that? The co-pilot said, looks like Flight 558 already passed in front of us. Well, if you go to Leesburg General Aviation Airport, you will see why they said that. There was a small Learjet 35 that took off from Leesburg General Aviation Airport, and United Flight 56 thought the Learjet was United Flight 558, making them not aware that they were heading towards their fate.
United 558 has passed, now focus on our ascent.
The Saab hit the top of the A320 cabin, causing the A320 to Dutch roll down towards a Washington school on a peaceful fall October morning. The back of the A320 was almost fully engulfed in flames. The A320's right wing and tail broke, leaving the A320 in a free fall on fire. There was nothing anyone could do on the ground but just stare and watch it impact the ground. As kids waiting outside for school to start that, see the bright object falling, then they realize it's going to impact their school.
Well, what the heck is that?
It came out of nowhere.
Here's an image of the school after Flight 558 crashed into it. If you look close, you can see the vertical stabilizers and a bent wing. The Saab 120B's tail was blown off, and now it was on fire, spinning towards a suburb 2 miles away from the school United 558 crashed into. The front of the Saab 120 was stuck in the roof of Flight 558.
Descend now. Descend now.
The TCAS system went off too late. When Captain Keg heard this, he tried his best to miss the Saab, but the Saab hit the roof of the A320.
Traffic, descend now, descend now.